Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to show you how to configure dial peer for voice over IP or telephone service. So before we can explain what dial peer is, allow me to create a simple topology here. I will need two routers, and the router that I'm going to choose is 2811 router, two of them, okay, and two access layer switches 2960, two of them, okay, and 4 IP phones, okay, and I'm going to connect them. So I'm going to choose automatic and do it very fast to save time. And we are going to associate each IP phone with the desktop computer. Okay, so this is the simple technology that topology that I have created for the demonstration for dial peer configuration. So what I'm going to do is to just make a little bit of dial back boundary, just a little bit of it. So what I'm going to say here is that let's say the network is 192.168.1.0/24, and the IP phone should have a pattern like let's say 100 10 dot some, I mean 100, let's say just say 100 going forward. Okay, so I'll copy, I come this way and paste, and let's say IP phone should have a line number of let's say 200, 201, 203, things like that. Okay, alright, so let's explain what dial peer is. Just like a routing protocol. Allow me to open this topology and mean this network here. Okay, for this network here to communicate to this network, you must implement a routing protocol on this side and on this side to advertise the networks. So let's relate that in the case of telephony service. For this router here, to know that there is a dial plan for this with this pattern, then you must advertise the dial plans on this router. That's a routing protocol, okay, such that when it finds a dial number matching this one, then this router here will know that I should forward that traffic to this router. Similarly, when this router here finds a line number with this pattern, it should know that I should forward that traffic to this router. Okay, so let's do that very fast. What I'll do first is to configure telephone service, and to begin I'll just power on, and I turn on the router's interfaces. Okay, so what we'll do is just to configure voice VLANs on the layer 2 on the access layer switches. So I click on the switch and enable config T, and this should be trunk and the two should be access ports. So interface FA0/1, I think so. So this one should be trunk, which is FA01, and this one is FA02 and FA03, which is access. Switch port mode, trunk, okay, exit, then interface, range, FA0/2 to 3, switch port mode, access, then switch port, access, switch port, VLAN, voice, VLAN 1. We just want to associate those switch ports with VLAN 1, okay, voice VLAN 1, okay. And suppose you not watch how to configure both data and voice VLAN for telephone service, kindly check the previous video, and I will leave it in the description part of this video, the first comment. Check on it. Alright, so guys, we are done on the switch, and what we'll do, just do right and do show start. Okay, as you can see, FA01 is trunk, then FA02 and FA03 are access ports with voice VLAN 1, voice VLAN 1, okay. Alright, so I go to this switch and do the same very fast the way I've done on the other switch. Save time. Okay guys, so I'm done the configuration at the access layer. So let's go to the routers and configure telephony service so that these devices should be allocated IP addresses plus line numbers for IP phones, okay. So I'll start with this router and see this is FA01. So I'm going to assign FA01 IP address. I'll click on it on this side. So interface FA01 should access IP address of IP address 192.168.1.1, then 255.255.255.0, okay. Exit. Alright, so let's configure DCP pool, IP DCP pool. So service DCP pool, service DCP, okay. You enable the service, then you create pool for this LAN here, for this network, okay. So I'll just say IP DCP pool. Let's call this pool let's call it HR, okay. Then network should be 192.168.1.0, 255.255.255.0, okay. Alright, and then default router should be this IP address of the connecting interface, which is copy and I paste. And now for voice, guys, we include what is called option 150, and then option 150, let me query IP address to be the same IP address of the connecting interface. I paste it and I hit enter and exit. Do right. So we've created a pool for HR department. Let's say this is HR department, okay. So what I'm going to do is just to configure telephony service, then maximum, let's say maximum directory number to be, we have only 2 IP phones, so 2, then maximum number of fee phones, also 2, okay. Then IP source address should be the IP address of the interface that we've been using here, okay. Copy and I paste, and we say there port, use port 2000, okay. Very simple. And now let's me query what's next. We say auto assign from 1 to 2, because we only have 2 IP phones here, this one and this one, okay. Then exit. Now let's assign ephone directory number 1. Let's assign ephone numbers. Let's say number, they should detect this pattern 101, okay. Then ephone 2 should take 102, okay. Exit and do right, okay. So let's go here and check if they have taken IP address. For example, this one, as you can see, it has taken IP address plus a line number 101, okay. And this one also has taken IP address plus line number 102. So for the PCs, what I'll do is just click and change to DHCP. Also on this side we change to DHCP. Okay, so guys, let's go here and configure what we've just configured on this side very fast to save time. So which interface is this one? FA0/1. So interface FA0/1, IP address should be 192.168.2.1. this network, see it there, this one. Okay, and subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. okay, exit. Now let's create pools, DCP pools, to assign these devices IP addresses automatically. What I'll do, just enable the service IP DHCP pool. Let's say this is finance department, finance. Okay, and the network to be 192.168.2.0.255.255.255.0. Hit enter. Default router should be the IP address of this interface. Copy, paste. And now for the voice pool, we include option 150. Then IP address to be the IP address of this interface. Very simple, guys, very simple. Paste and exit. So we created a pool for this department here. Now let's configure telephony service, and the maximum directory numbers. We have only 2 IP phones. Maximum E phones, number of phones, we only have 2. And IP source that should be used is this IP address of this interface, which is that one, with a port number of 2000. Okay, hit enter. And now what's remaining, just say auto assign number 1 to 2. Okay, good. Then exit. Now let's assign ephone directory number 1, assign it number 201. Let's see here, the pattern was 200. Okay, pattern. Okay, so ephone directory number 2, assign it number 202. Okay, exit and do right. Okay, so if I move over these phones, you will see they have taken a line number in that pattern. You can see that is 201, and this one is 202 with the respective IP addresses. Okay, all right, guys. So what we are going to do now, before we can configure dial peer, I want us to configure IP address of these 2 interfaces. So here I will include something like let's say 10.10.10.0/30. Okay, all right. So this is FA0/0, FA0/0. So what I'll do, I'll just come here, FA0/0, and include this network 10.10.10.1 now. Okay, and this one will take IP address of, subnet mask of 255.255.252. okay, I'll copy that. Good, and I come and say do right. That's done. See the IP address plus the subnet mask for FA00 on this side. So this one will be .2. okay, FA00 it's 10.10.10.2, and subnet mask this one, right? Come here and say do right. Okay, so guys, basically let's configure a routing protocol to advertise these networks first before we configure dial peer and configure OSPF. Exit Let's start with the OSPF router. OSPF 10. Okay, then the network should be 192.168.1.0 and the wildcard mask of 0.0.0.255 area 0. Okay, another network is the one that we just configured right now, which is 10.10.10 10 and the wildcard mask of here will be .3. Okay, area 0, exit and do right. Then we come here again to configure OSPF router OSPF process ID of 10, then the network of 192.168.2.0, the connecting network, this one, a wildcard mask of 0.0.0.255 area 0. Another network is the one that we just configured, to was .3 here, 10 exit and do right. Okay, so what I want to do is just to try to ping from this PC to this PC. This one is 2.5. Then we finally ping, we finally configure WPA .2.5. Let's just give it some time. Okay, as you can see, it's pinging successfully. And now the second step, I'm just going to try to call this phone, then call this phone. Okay, so this one is 102. Come here, GUI 102. You can see it's ringing. Okay, it's this phone. And if I come to GUI, you see it's ringing here, so I can connect and you see from 101. Okay, alright, so let me just hang up first before, right? Alright, so guys, what I'm going to test if this phone can call this one. This one is 201 and this one is 202. So GUI, you can see it's calling. Okay, and if you come go to this phone here, you can see it's ringing from 201. Then you pick up, you see it's connected. Okay, let me hang up. And finally, I'm going to test if this phone can call either of this phone. Okay, this one is 202. Let me call from this phone, 202, and call. You see, unknown number. So this is the concept of dial peer. Another one, I can call 201, unknown number. The concept of dial peer. So guys, we're going to configure dial peer on this router and on this router, so that this router here can know where to forward a traffic matching this line number. Okay, whenever it receives any traffic matching this line number, it will forward to this router, and also this router, whenever it finds traffic matching this number, it will forward to this router. Let's do that very fast. So I click on this router, and how do we start? We just say dial peer. Let me query dial peer voice, then we query. You give it any number. Let's say this is number 10. Okay, then you query again, then it's for voice over IP, and you hit enter. Then destination pattern should be, you see, is 2 dot something. Let's say 2 dot, meaning this 2 is contained within 200, so it can be 201 up to 299. 2 dot. If you add 2000, you could have said 2 with 3 dots. Okay, very simple. Okay, and then you say session. Let me just query session target. Let me query IPv4. So the session target IPv4 should be the IP address of this router's interface. Okay, this one, which was FA00, and the IP address was that one. It's just simple three of the commands, just simple, you know, and you paste and you hit enter and exit. Okay, do right. Okay, then we go to this router also to configure dial peer. Very simple. Dial peer is a very simple thing to configure. Just few commands. Exit. How do you start? Just says dial peer query voice. You give it any number. Let's say, you know, when you're configuring dial peer on this side, then the number should be identical. Remember, we used number 10. Okay, to connect with this router here. Okay, so number 10 for voice over IP. Then you hit enter. Then destination pattern should be something like 100. So let's say 1 dot. So it can be from 101 to 199. Very simple. Then you say session target IPv4, then colon. Very simple. I know you use the IP address of this router here, the peer. Okay, the very immediate one, this one. Okay, and you paste, then I edit to 1, hit enter, exit, and do right. Okay, so I'm just going to give it some 3 seconds so that I can try to ping from this PC again to, from this IP phone to this one. So I'm going to ping again. Remember the first time we pinged, we got no response. It was a no number. And now I'm going to ping again. It's now 202. You can see it's now ringing from our phone. We ping 202. Okay, so let's go to 202 and see. This is 202. You see this one is from 101. So we can pick, and dial peer is working perfectly fine. So guys, it's pretty much simple. For dial peer, it's just some 3 commands. Okay, the first thing to do is just to set the dial peer number and specify that it's for voice over IP. Then destination pattern to match the destination. Then the session target to be IPv4 of the peer. Very simple, guys, and I believe this video has really helped you know how to configure dial peer in voice over IP or telephone service configuration. Thank you so much, and guys, please don't leave before you can subscribe to our channel. Bye, and see you again when we will be doing our major project on telephone service. Bye.